Hi, and welcome to today's What's for Dinner video. So for the year of 2021, I'm going to be making 50 dinners for the 50 states eating around America. So today's first dinner is from Alabama. And for Alabama, they have a specialty which is their white barbecue sauce. So I tried my best to recreate it in a plant-based way. So first you start with some vegan mayo. The recipe called for a lot, so I just kind of eyeballed it. Apple cider vinegar, garlic powder, pepper, paprika, salt, Tabasco sauce, or whatever hot sauce you like. I think a vinegar-based one is probably going to be best for this. The juice of a lemon, some yellow mustard. I'm sure you could use Dijon or spicy brown, whatever mustard you like would work. So I couldn't find vegan Worcestershire sauce, so I'm just using a combination of soy sauce and agave to kind of replace that. And instead of barbecue chicken, I'm making myself some barbecue tofu. So I'm just squishing the tofu between some paper towels here just to squeeze some of the moisture out. That's going to give it a better texture when it cooks, and it's not going to be super soggy. I'm adding some regular barbecue sauce on it just because tofu is pretty flavorless as it is, so just to give it a little bit of a smoky flavor on the Foreman grill. And you're just going to grill it on both sides until it's done. You can eat tofu raw, so it's not like it really has to be cooked to a certain temperature, but you're just going to want it cooked enough so that the texture's there. So I'm just making some slaw. I have a bag of already chopped up coleslaw mix, and I'm just going to add some of that Alabama barbecue sauce because it made a lot to it, and I think that's going to be a great addition to this meal. So I plated this up on a bed of mashed potatoes, and I topped the tofu with the Alabama barbecue sauce and served the slaw on the side. We also tried to make Alabama slammers. They turned out pretty good. The next state we're visiting is Alaska. So Alaska is known for its wild-caught salmon. I did make salmon for my husband when we made this meal, but I just made myself a sweet chili sushi bowl with some tofu. Our next stop is Arizona. Arizona is known for its Navajo tacos, so instead of serving them on tortillas, you serve them on this flatbread. So I'm just adding some flour and baking powder to a bowl, mixing it up. And adding some water. So once you have your dough all mixed together and fluffy, you just want to section it into some pieces. I made about half a batch of the dough, so I only needed a couple different flatbreads. And then you're going to roll them into a ball and roll them as flat as you can. You can use a rolling pin. I used a mason jar just for the ease of it. So I added some coconut oil into a pan, and then I lightly fried these on both sides. You can see they bubble up. They were pretty fun to make. I just turned some of this beefless ground from Trader Joe's into some taco meat. I topped that on my flatbread, added a little bit of vegan cheese, some black beans, tomatoes, some salsa, and some lettuce. This meal was really fun. It was a cool take on tacos. The next stop is Arkansas. So for Arkansas, I had to kind of finagle this one into being plant-based. So I'll tell you all my substitutions. So I didn't have spaghetti, I had linguine. This is my vegan Velveeta. Instead of cream and mushroom soup, I'm using gravy. I have an onion. I didn't have rotel, so I'm using a combination of salsa, marinara sauce, and tomatoes. I have tofu ricotta instead of cream cheese, and some vegan cheese shreds, and some vegan chicken tenders. So I'm just chopping up my onion. Now, what I would have done differently when making this, I would have cooked off the onion first. I didn't even think about it because I thought that I was baking the whole thing and it would have been fine. But the raw onion in there, I mean, it was fine, but I would recommend cooking it first. So I'm using a combination of recipes that I found online, plus a Pioneer Woman recipe for the Arkansas chicken spaghetti. Here I'm making my make-around rotel, so I've chopped tomatoes, I'm adding a little bit of salsa for the spice, and then I'm going to add some marinara sauce in there, just to make it a little saucier. So I'm adding my vegan Velveeta, which is basically just potatoes and carrots pureed together, my gravy instead of cream and mushroom soup, the rotel, the onions and tomatoes that I diced extra because I didn't have any peppers, then I'm going to add my tofu ricotta. I didn't add too much, just a little bit for creaminess. Then I added my cooked linguine, and I added it to 2 different baking sheets because one I was making for my husband with real chicken and mine I was making with vegan chicken. And then I'm going to top it with the vegan chicken and some cheese. I baked it in the oven for about 15-20 minutes just to get everything warm and the cheese melted, and this was pretty good. My husband liked it way more than I did. So I hope you guys liked seeing my first 4 dinners for eating around America. I'm going to be making these monthly. I'm really excited to try some different foods from different places that I wouldn't usually eat. So if you like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to stay tuned and see what else I'm going to be making. And if you have a recommendation from the state you're from what I should make, leave a comment down below and let me know. Thanks for watching.